Who is to blame for our country's economic crisis? Well, the name that keeps being mentioned by every candidate is the nation's largest source of home financing, Freddie Mac.
Bad mortgages were being backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
I also warned about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae.
Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and all these organizations
who pushed so hard with the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac reform measures.
Despite all these harsh accusations, Freddie Mac has refused to respond until now. Joining us live via satellite from his home in McLean, Virginia, is Freddie Mac. Welcome to the show, Freddie.
Thanks, DL. I appreciate you having me on your program.
Now, would you prefer to be called Freddie or Mr. Mac, or?
Well, you can refer to me as Freddie, the Mac Daddy of federal home financing.
Okay, Freddie, as the nation's second largest mortgage buyer, you've been accused of costing taxpayers tens of billions of dollars due to shady accounting. How do you respond to these serious allegations?
Well, I have a message for these candidates who are trying to ruin my reputation. Shut your mouth, bitches.
Wait a minute. All the experts are saying your greedy actions are responsible for the financial crisis.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That was my sister Fannie Mae, man. Or as I like to call it, Fannie Mae or Fannie Mae not. It depends on how much money you got.
Okay, but if you and Fannie Mae have done nothing illegal, then why were you recently taken over by the feds?
Look, DL, when it comes to home loan mortgages, Freddie Mac has always had a simple philosophy. Green for the money, gold for the honey. As I've advised Warren Buffett, pimps up, hoes down. And your next move should be your best move.
Huh?
Look, let me give you my economic lesson, Freddie Mac style. My business, which is financing homes, is based upon a program created by Congress, PIMP.
Pimp.
Otherwise known as paper in my pocket.
Okay. But you're responsible for the biggest financial bailout in U.S. history.
Hey, look, DL, I ain't not responsible, man. That was AIG, the Lehman Brothers. Trust me, those Lehman Brothers are player haters, man. And those not even the brothers that I hang with.
Okay. Can't you understand why the average Americans are angry with you?
Yo, forget Joe the plumber, DL. I'm talking about Joe Mama. Because whether you're a player or a hater, a hustler or a Mac, a spender or a lender, the game remains the same. You got to get paid.
Okay, wait a minute, Freddie Mac. Are you saying that Washington is controlled by a bunch of pimps?
That's exactly what I'm saying, DL. Look, the politicians are the pimps and the voters are the hoes. These candidates running for president are pimps, man. Senator McCain, hustler.
Wait a minute. Well, what about Senator Obama?
Oh, marvelous pimp. DL, look, Barack Obama came from Hawaii with $42 in his pocket in student loans. Now he's making over $70 million a month. That's big pimping.
No, that's called campaign contributions.
Hey, DL, look, same thing. Tomato, bitch better have my money.
Thank you, Freddie Mac.
Mac is back.
Now to really explain things, CNN senior business correspondent Ali Velshi.
Yeah.
How you doing, Ali? Now, I don't know, you're a financial analyst. You understand the ramifications of what's going on. Are we in a recession? Are we in a credit crisis? What exactly would we call this?
Yeah, well, we're probably in a recession, and it is a credit crisis, but the bottom line is these discussions are academic to the Americans who are having trouble paying their bills, paying their credit cards, who might be losing their house, who've been suffering through all of this. It kind of becomes you guys on TV can have that discussion. Right. What's going to help me out of this mess?
Well, how did we get in this position?
Well, there are a lot of people to blame, and a lot of it was greed, but it was greed at every level, starting from the banks who needed to make more money when they lent you money. So where do you get more money from? They sold your loan to someone else, your buddy Freddie and Fannie, and they took a cut. So Freddie and Fannie gave the bank more money, so they had more money to loan somebody else.
I remember when I was buying a house with my wife, and I remember having to say, well, we can't go to dinner, I remember having to fill out loans. There would be a glitch in your credit, and you'd have to call the guy and get it taken off. You had to get gift letters, and it was really an arduous process. I remember it took 9 months to get approved. And I remember my mother saying something, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
It was that instant gratification. It wasn't work hard and get on your house. It was, I can get this now.
That's true. Who thought it was a good idea to give somebody making $335 an hour $1 million home loan? Who thought that, like, I can live in Beverly Hills here for a month? So we see the market fluctuations, and they're horrifying.
Yeah.
And what do we do?
Nothing. Ignore those. If you are getting close to retirement,
Wait a minute, that's easy for you to say.
Well, listen.
I got drapes on, man. What's wrong with you?
And you got to return those. You got to return those. Look, you can't control the market. You can't. You can make smart decisions only about a few things in life. I think I told you the other day there are only 5 ways to get rich in this country: marrying Madonna, divorcing Madonna, your retirement savings going up, the price of your home going up, or your wage going up.
No, well, there's another way to make money now.
Lottery.
Oh.
It's only 5 ways we can talk about.
You can call it the lottery if you want to. But
you got it. So you can only control some of those things, right? You can make the right investment decisions, but really the main thing you can do is curb your spending and pay off your debt. That is the one thing you can control. The third thing you have to control is keep your job, because what we are seeing is jobs being lost left, right, and center. We've lost more than 750,000 jobs this year in America. Those are people who are not paying taxes, they're not buying things, they might be receiving money from the government. So if you've got a job, try and keep that. Make sure you're up to speed with what you can do if you lose your job.
So let me be clear. So your suggestion is that we stop spending money and save.
Yeah.
How long do I have to stop spending money? Because I like this.
Well, you see, that's the problem. You gotta bust out of the habit, because what happens is you stop spending money and you do that for 8 or 9 months, and then all of a sudden it's so pent up that you go buy everything you would have bought.
I can get rid of my kids, I promise.
You need to have 6 to 8 months worth of money of your monthly expenses saved up.
You know, it's funny because everybody calls it a credit crisis or recession or depression. You know what black folk call it? Broke as hell. That's what we call it. Thank you, Ali Velshi, everybody. Thank you.